see. Who have we got? Okie doke. Hi everybody. Oh, hi Bling Bling Crafter. Good to see you. Hi Vicky. Thank you for your purchase, Vicky. Always faithful, always the first one on. Always first one on to buy my bits and bobs, which is good. My Etsy thingy bob. Why is my tablet not doing anything? Right, bear with me everybody. I'm just waiting for my tablet to catch up. So it'll have to wait. I've lost all my chat, so you just have to hold on 1 second when I get all the chat back. Oh gosh. Oh no, we're all over the place now. Here we go. Bear with, bear with. Hi Marianne. Hi. Oh, I'm glad you've got it's nice and hot. It's double and wet here in the where I am in the UK. It's just wet and nasty. Hi Diane. Hi. Who else? Okay, you've got Diane. You've got cool in Texas. Yeah, it's definitely getting a bit cooler here, which is nice because it was too much over the weekend. It was just too much. We had 33 degrees. That was too much for me. I can't do it because it's humid as well. I can't do that. Hi Vicky. I've always said hi Vicky. Hi Sally. Let's have a look. Hi Mary. I've done that. Hi Nicole. Hi Sandra. Oh, it's yeah, soggy. I thought you said foggy then. No, soggy. Yeah, soggy here too. Hi, Crafty Visage. Hello, Karen. Thank you, Vicky. I thought I'd go a bit different. I thought, you know what? I kind of want to go sort of Scandi. I quite like the kind of teal and peachy, bluey kind of look, pinky blue. They'll probably print out differently on your printer because these, again, haven't quite come out exactly the colours that they were on the screen, but I like them, so it's fine. There are some like these two here that I really like, but anyway. Hi Erin, hi Anne, hi Edwina, hi Nola. Oh, good to see you, Nola. Hi Diane. Yeah, same in Leicester. Yeah, thought so. Hi Chris. Right, let me just change my quality. I don't know why I have to keep doing this on my tablet every single time, but I do. So let me just change my quality on my tablet so I can see a bit better. So I'll do a quick flick through the Scandi Christmas for those of you who haven't seen the short yet or haven't seen the Insta reel. So I've got a Scandi Christmas. So that's this pack here. And I've just gone a bit different. So I don't know how well you're going to see this. I've probably zoomed in a bit too far, but if I zoom out, you're going to see all of the gunk on my desk, which I don't want you to see. So there we go. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Hi, Valerie. Yeah, it was, Diane. It was too much. I see we didn't have air conditioning. Saturday I just sat on my bed with the fan going because I was like, I just can't deal. You have to excuse the cut up pieces. I have already made a card with this, which I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, we've got snowflakes. Hello, O224JE. I don't know what your name is, so I'm just calling you by your username. This is probably one of my favourite ones out of the pack. I really like this one. And they've got a pink spot. It doesn't come out very well on the screen. Well, on my tablet, that's not coming out very well, but you'll see it on the screen. It's quite a nice one. And then we've got that one. We've got the pinky snowflakey things. Hi, Happy Apple. We've got a pale blue. We've got a snowflake. And then we've also got this one, which I like. I really like this pattern. I think it's just a really nice pattern. I was going to use this today for today's project. However, it's a bit too big for what I want to do. I probably have to just, you know, so the whole flower was on one half. So yeah, so that's that. My laptop, not my laptop, my tablet looks a bit weird, so I don't know what's going on there. So that is the pack we are using. Let me just bring in I'm hoping my Wi-Fi is going to behave itself. Right, let me just pull this in and see if my camera's lined up in about the right place, which is not, sort of. Could do with zooming out, but if I zoom out, we'll end up with Dance of the Zooms. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to manage with what I've got. So today, I thought we would have a go at a little box that I originally saw the Paper Pixie do. So this is the little box that she did, and I've supersized it up. So I just thought this was very cute. Hi, who else? Doreen. I loved it. Hi, Bling Bling Crafter. So this is the little box that I saw the Paper Pixie do, and it fits just like a Vaseline, a normal, you know, like a normal size Vaseline, and I thought it was quite cute. And obviously she decorated it up, but I wanted to do mine a little bit bigger, so voila! So I've supersized it. Hi, Alison. So I've supersized the box. So this is the box. So now it measures. Where's my ruler? So now it measures 4 inches wide by 6 inches tall, and it's about 1.5 inches deep. So I thought I'd supersize it. So this is what I'm going to do today. And then if we get time, and if you want me to, I can show you how to make the smaller one, which fits a Vaseline. So if you want to. The actual size inside, because obviously this roof piece is like a, you know, obviously you haven't got the roof, you haven't got the loft, as it were. So inside you've got usable space, 4 inches by 4 inches by 1.5, which I think is quite a decent size. And I'm sure there are things you could probably find, you know, to put in it. And you could size it up if you want to. Nicole, the Paper Pixie. I know, it's true, isn't it? She does pixify everything, but I do love her stuff. I really love the stuff she comes up with, and I quite often look over on her channel for inspiration, because she has some really nice things over there. So yeah, and then I saw this. I actually saw this on Pinterest, and I was like, oh, I like that. So yeah, so that's that. So the way it opens up, if you haven't already seen, is just like that. It's really quite clever. So like that, and then these bits then open up. Oh, I know. So that folds there like that, and then these sections here fold up as well. But mine's got stuck. Bear with. Let me just make sure and get mine. No, it's not going to come. Anyway, that bit flaps out as well. Oh, come on. Why is it misbehaving? Can anybody tell me? There we go. So that's how it opens up. So I've actually, this is an old first edition pad, this one. I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, it's an old one. So that's how it opens up. And then you just flap these down on top of each other like that. And then one goes over the top of the other. And they sit on top like that. I thought it was a really cool closing mechanism. Really like that. Just thought it was really nice. Really neat. And yeah, I was really impressed. I still love the way that closes. So I'm going to worry about, you know, ribbons, and I'm going to worry about anything. It just does this and it opens up. So I just thought that was really cool. One thing you do need to bear in mind in though, obviously this bit is still sort of moves. So just be careful things don't slip out through there. But you could easily, you know, I don't know, find a way to make it stick or do something. So, you know, if you put enough stuff in it that's bulky enough, then you wouldn't have a problem. So yeah, but yeah, it would look good actually, because you could actually put a hole in the top there and hang it, couldn't you, from the mantelpiece? Yeah, I just really like this box. Really impressed with it. So yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to do the big one first. If you want me to show you the smaller one afterwards, then I can. You know, the other thing as well, you could have like a whole village of them. And you could almost, you know what else you could do with them, is you could die cut a panel in the front and have little lights inside. And obviously you can get into them, but I mean, you can get into them to, you know, change the switch them on and off and whatever. But you could have a little village of them on your windowsill, you know, with lights inside. That would be another option. I'm thinking of trying to work out a third size, something in between these two, because that on the front there is 4x4, and this one is 2.25 by 2.25. So I reckon if you did a 3x3, you'd have 3 nice sizes, all like 1 inch apart, and I think that could be quite cool. So yeah, that's the idea. Velcro, yeah, a Velcro would be good. But I've only just stuck this down, so I need to be careful at the top here, because I used silicone glue to stick it. Oh, it's almost stuck actually. Right, okay, so that's what we're doing. So I've kept it simple. So this one I haven't really decorated very much. She did one and she decorated it really nice one. Yeah, gingerbread house village would be great. So I'm only using pattern paper. I decided not to go with the matte. Okay, so if you want to use a matte, then just treat my pattern paper measurements as the matte measurements, and then just come down by 1/4 on all your sizes to get your pattern paper measurements if you want to use a matte and a pattern. Okie dokie. Right, so yeah, an advent village. Oh, now Ali, now you're talking. That would be a lot of boxes, I have to say, but it would be cool. I was just actually, because somebody had asked me about doing an advent calendar. So I have got in the making an advent calendar coming, little sneak peek of my advent calendar thing coming. So I cut out 24 of these yesterday and put them together. So that is coming soon to probably a video. Yeah, it'll be a video, to a video near you at some point. Yeah, Valerie, I just think vellum and lights inside could be really cool. And you could almost actually do both gift box and lights if you wanted to. That would be nice, because you could actually cut out your little vellum panel, put lights in, and put like a fake wall behind, and just put maybe foam pads on the inside of this wall on the inside. But then you'd still have, like, I don't know, an inch, because this is 1.5 inches, so you could actually go in the depth like 1/2 inch, and then have 1 inch depth where you can still fill that up with sweets. So you could actually have a light up gift box. Now that would be very cool, and I'm, yes, tempted to have a go with that. Not today probably, because I've cut my pieces out, but maybe another day. I don't know, we'll have to see. Well, see, I've now got ideas with this. Okay, right, let's just make the box, and then we will see if I want to do that, because I sort of think we might go off-piste. I'm feeling in an off-piste kind of a mood, so hold on to your hats, everybody. This could be a bumpy ride. Right, so you want a piece of card that's 9.5 by 11.5, okay? So what you want to do, now you can't see my full piece of card. Let me, oh, it is dangerous, this is. I need to try and zoom out, but oh, that's not too bad. Okay, that's good. That's good. Sorry if you're swaying. It's just because you're hanging from the ceiling. I just need you to be able to see more of my card than just that. I'm hoping as well that the dark card is not going to be, you know, you'll still be able to see my score lines. I'm hoping. So we'll find out. Yes, Karen. See, now I'm thinking. Sally Joe makes me laugh. Right, we'll see. I have an idea, so we'll see. Right, so what you want to do, you've got a piece that's 9.5 by 11.5, and along the 11.5 inch length, you're going to score it at, well, there's a couple of score lines we need to add in after. So we need to do a few score lines first on both sides and then come back round. So we need to score at 4 inches and at 5.5 inches and at 9.5 inches and at 11 inches. Okay, there we go. Then what we want to do is we want to turn it round, and I'm going to turn it round so that my tab is at the top. Because I'm scoring from right to left, I'm turning it this way round. It doesn't really matter which way you do it, it's just, it will matter for the extra, the score lines we do after this set. Then you need to pay attention to where you're scoring. Okay, so at the top here, we're going to score at, and I'm just checking to make sure. Actually, no, let me do it the way around. Sorry. Because of my diagram, I want it to be the same way around as my diagram. So if I go, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so then we're going to score. I've put the tab at the bottom if you're scoring right to left. It doesn't really matter, but it does from my head. We're going to score at 1/2 inch, but we're only going to score at 1/2 inch from, oh yeah. So we're going to score at 1/2 inch between these two big sections. So I'm going to score at 1/2 inch at the top here, and I'm going to stop when I get to that first line. I'm going to skip over that narrow bit, and then I'm going to continue at 1/2 inch just down to the end of this one here. Okay, so you can, oh, you can see my score lines. That's good. So this is that 4 inch line we did. So I'm stopping at the 4 inch, and then I'm continuing from the 5.5 down to the next one, which was the 9.5 inch. Okay, but I'm not scoring on those two panels. Those 3 pieces are not being scored. Next, we want to score at 2 inches, and again we're going to do the same again. So we're just going to score on the big panel, hop over this section here, and then continue down and stop there. Okay, I'm hoping you can, yeah, you can see the lines. Good, I'm glad. I was worried with being dark card, but it's okay. Next, we want to go at 4 inches, and we're going to score all the way across at 4 inches, so it doesn't matter. And we're also going to score at 8 inches, and again all the way across like that. Okay, so if I turn this round, can you see my score lines? If I hold it a bit of an angle, oh yes you can. So you can see my score lines so far. So what we want to do now is, if we put this back in again, we are going to score. Now I'm going to have to turn this, no I'm not. Okay, so you want to have it with the tab on the right. It's going to be tricky because I'm scoring from the right to left, so I'm just going to have to work out what it's going to be. In fact, let me just turn it around. Let me just turn it over. So my tab's on my left and I'm scoring from right to left, okay? Because I want to score at 2 inches, and I'm only going to go through the first 2 sections. So the 1/2 inch and the next section down, then that's it, I'm stopping. And I'm going to do the same again at 7.5. And I'm just scoring from the top down through the top 2 sections, and that's it. Okay, so if I flip it over, that's what it looks like. So hopefully you can see that. So you can see where my lines are there. Okay, so now I'm just going to hold that for a second in case you want to screenshot it, or if you're replaying it and you want to screenshot it, that's what it looks like. So now I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to bring in the good old cork board. I'm glad it's brightened up a little bit here, because I was worrying I was going to have to put my light on. So now what I want to do is, the lines we just did, we're going to score from the bottom of that line diagonally to this corner, and from the bottom of the line diagonally to that corner. And we're going to do the same on here as well. So I'm going to take my ruler, and we're going to score from there to there, and then from here up and to here, like that. And then we're going to do the same over here. So from here to here, like that. And then in this bit here as well, from here up to there, like that. So hopefully you can see that. Just hold it on an angle again so you can see it. Right, so that you can hopefully see those lines. Yep. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of a few bits. We're going to cut a few bits out. You can use scissors. I'm going to go ahead and use a cutting mat just so I find it a bit easier. So I'm going to cut the bits out, and then you'll see what we're cutting, because otherwise, yeah, it's going to be a bit tricky. So this tab on the side, this side tab here, we need to cut out this top section and this bottom section. And then this bit here, we're just going to notch. So I'm going to put my ruler down, and we're going to go all the way down till we reach that first score line. I'm going to hop over that bit there, and then all the way down to the bottom. And then I am going to get my scissors for this bit. Just going to notch out this here and here, like that. So you end up with that. So that's that bit done. So then along the top, we're going to cut. So this line here, we're going to cut down till we reach that cross section. Same with this one, same with this one. So we end up with these 2 big flaps. And you want to, this is why I'm using my knife, because I really want to make sure that I get it nice and straight. I don't want to end up with a wonky donkey line, which I could still end up with a wonky donkey line, but I'm less likely to. You're probably using dark card on a dark day, everything just disappears into the desk. Okay, so I've come over a little bit too much there, but never mind. Okay, so there we go. So there's your 2. I've actually come over that score line a little bit too much, but anyway, we can always cut it down if we need to. So then if we just fold these back a second, we are going to fold them in a minute, but let's just fold them back on themselves a second, or out the way. You can fold them the way they're supposed to go, actually. They're supposed to be mounting folds, so let's fold them down the way they're supposed to be. Actually, just fold these down, make sure they're nice and straight. There we go. Right, just fold them out the way. And then what you want to do is you're going to cut off this little tab bit here. So this tab section along the top is going to be gone. So let's just get in here, cut down here like that, and cut down here like that. There we go. So, morning Karen, the other Karen. Okay, so this should be, oh, it's not all you're cutting, but the rest I'm going to do with what's it, I think. So that's what you should end up with. Okay. So next, what we need to do, I am going to use scissors for this, I wouldn't normally, is at the bottom here, I'm going to cut straight up all of these lines, these 3 lines, and then these 2, I'm just going to notch slightly. So I'm going to cut up here, like that. Same there. And the same there. And then what I'm going to do, we are making one of these. It's a little house gift box. I originally saw Paper Pixie do a smaller one like this, but it's really sweet, really nice, and it just opens up like that. Really simple. And then you just open these up, these flaps. I'm not going to do it because it's a bit fiddly, but yeah, so that's what we're making. Right, so let's angle these. So these little flaps here just need just a little bit of a notching out. Like that. Oh, I've just torn my paper. Never mind, never mind. I shall be having thingy bob on it, pattern paper on it very soon. Right, so that is your finished, cut out, all the pieces cut out box. So it's not too difficult. It's just this top bit you got to keep an eye on, and you got to concentrate. Because when I first did it, I kind of was like, right, I need to just really focus on this. So now I'm going to go ahead and just fold all of my normal lines, up and down, left and right lines, are going to be mountain folds. So we just need to mountain fold everything. Don't ask me where I've got this corrugated card from. I've no idea. It's got like a rib on it. It was just in my stash. I had a bit of a tidy up actually. I was quite impressed with myself last week. I actually tidied up because I've got like I've got coloured plain card in about 3 different places, and one of the different places it's all jumbled up. It wasn't in colour order, and it was really annoying me. So I actually spent 2 long hours sorting out my coloured A4 and 12 by 12 card into colours into 2 of my cubby holes. And then I also I've got like acetate and mirri as well, and again that was in a bit of a jumble, so I sorted that out and I've brought it down a bit because the shelf it was on was a bit too high. So I can actually find everything, so that's really good. I know I love this colour as well. It's beautiful, really nice colour. Okay, so that's what you end up with. So then what we want to do is this one here needs to be a mountain. I've turned it over, so this is the outside. This needs to be a mountain, and these need to be mountains as well. So what you need to do is you turn it over and you just gently fold along here, so they're valleys, and then as you do, as you bring them in, just crease it down like that. And then if you get your little your burnishy tool in like that, and then you can just kind of crease that there like that. So hopefully you can see. Hi Beth, we are doing this box, little house gift box. I've supersized it up. The Paper Pixie made a little one for Vaseline, so I've supersized it to make it 4 by 6 by 1.5. So that's what we're doing. So that's one bit. So as you can see, you want to get that nice and sort of burnished on that gable end there, like that, and on that bit there. So hopefully you can see that. You see the way it goes. Hopefully you can see all that. Okay, so we're going to do the same on this one. So again, just bring them up slowly along your lines. Make sure you've really given them a good score. Just bring them up, and then when you've brought them up to that top bit there, this card's a lot thicker than the one I just used for the other box, so it's a bit more work to do. Just be patient with it and you'll get there. And then this ridge here, you could fold it over actually and do it that way. Just give it a burnish like that. There we go. Hi Zanya. Right, so you end up with that, which looks a bit weird. but that's what we've got. So now I'm going to decorate. Yeah, it's not too bad, Beth. It's not. It looks worse than it is. Trust me. It's not that bad. Okay, so now we're going to decorate. So I'm going to turn this over, and we just need 2 panels here, which are right. If you're just using pattern paper, which I am, then 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and they're going to go on the outside there. Now I have a little bit of an idea. I don't know if it's going to work, but I was wondering about cutting out, we're sticking this down and then punching out these berries and then putting vellum and then doing the lights inside like we were talking about. Karen, it will be. All of my live streams I do try to do as tutorials. It's just the time of me actually getting to them because I have so many other things happening. Yeah. Right, do I do that or do I just play it safe? Or, you know, the other thing we could do, like, just bear with me a second. I have got from last Christmas a die that I got from Coca Rosa Studio, and it would be perfect for this, and I know they still sell it. So, yeah. But I don't know how I'd cut it out. It cuts out panels though. This is the die, but I quite like this with the, because you can put that on the side. But the problem is that literally cuts out a square. I only really want the inside bit. I don't want the outside bit. So that's not going to work. Oh, I suppose it could work if I inlay it. Maybe. No, I don't know. Too complicated. My brain can't work that out, so it's fine. Cover up to in front and back and put battery candle inside. Yes, you could do that as well. What I was thinking of doing was sticking these down and then cutting out with a hole punch thing where all the berries are, and then having the berries light up. That was my thought. But I don't know if it would look right. The other option is to put just little holes just randomly. Do you know what I mean? And then do that. I'm making things complicated. It doesn't need to be, but I just, you know, you guys got me going with different ideas. So now my brain is like, could do this. Oh, I could do that. Oh, yes. Oh, but it needs to be something I can punch really, because I'm not going to be able to fit that through a die cutting machine. That card base is too big for that. So it really does need to be something I can punch out. So I think I'm going to, I think I'm going to make it as a normal one. Well, see now, Karen, you don't. Well, you would, but I have this from X-Cut, and it's really good because you can punch anywhere. You can do anywhere on the page. So this is what I was going to use. I was going to use one of these, and you literally just, and it goes through everything. And you've got that as a option, and then you've also got 2 other sizes, like a bigger one and a much smaller one. So that's what I was thinking. So I'm still contemplating whether that's a good idea. What do we think, people? Let me know, because if I'm going to do that, I could do with putting the layer of vellum in between these 2. I'm tempted to do it, you know. I'm tempted. Go for it. Yes, I'm tempted. I'm tempted because I just think it could look really good. So next question, do I punch out berries or do I punch out bits in between berries? I'm thinking bits in between berries, and to go for either the really small one. We're making this box, Liz, we're making a house gift box. Right. What do we do? I think that we go for, so I could go for a smaller one and just put loads of little holes. I think a smaller one. Yeah, I'm definitely not doing Halloween. Yeah, but no. Yeah, but no, but. Yeah, but no. Right, let's put that back in there, and I'm going to go with a small one. And what I'm going to do is I just suddenly thought my holes might not line up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to randomly punch some little small holes in between to kind of do a little sparkle. And I'm not sticking it down first because I want to put the vellum in between the layers. So I need to be careful not to go too near the edge. So I'm thinking this might then look like sort of like snowflakes is what I'm thinking. It might not, it might look rubbish, but we'll see. We are trying. We are experimenting. Yeah, and then this one here. The other thing I need to do as well is make sure that my pattern paper goes the right way up. Okay, Karen, don't worry. Have fun. Oh, let's go. This is hurting my arms. Oh, oh. One there, one there. One there. One there. Just a few. So we get a little bit of sparkle going on. Okay. So now I need to go and get myself some vellum. Get some vellum. And I'm thinking we could go with, well, what did someone say about the vellum? Vellum with a red tint. Yeah. Okay, so I've got that pink one. Got that pink vellum. I've got, these are my vellum options. I need to not muddle that up. I need to know which way up that is. Okay, yeah, I suppose you don't have to use. I just thought that they are quite small, aren't they? I just think it might add a softness if you use a bit of vellum. And also when the light isn't on, you then have the colour coming through. That's what I was thinking. So where you've got, like, for example, where you've got, for example, like that. You see what I mean? Like you'd have, I'll be like that, wouldn't it? If the light's not on, then you've just got a bit of colour coming through, which is why I'm thinking, if it was like a gold vellum, that would be nice, but I don't have a gold vellum. I've got a, you think clear would look best? Yeah, I think clear or blue. I've got this one, which is kind of a very whitey clear, which I think possibly would work. Yeah, I think we'll go with that one. Okay, so I'm going to cut that slightly smaller. So I'm actually going to cut that down so that it is probably 3.5 by 3.5, maybe more than that, maybe 3 5/8. I think we'll cut that to be 3 5/8 by 3 5/8. 3 5/8. So I want it just to be a tiny bit smaller than the actual pattern, but I don't want to go too small, otherwise I might end up with a hole that doesn't have a thing on it, a bit of vellum on it. So there's two that are 3 5/8 by 3 5/8, and then, so I'm just moving around to get to my guillotine, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it on the back of the pattern paper. I just need to make sure I remember which way up. So I'm going to put a little arrow on so I know it's that way up and it's that way up, and this is the left, this is the right. Okay, and I'm just going to put a bit of double-sided around the outside. I've got this thin stuff, so I'm just going to go for a bit of double-sided around the outside. Don't really need to put any on the inside. I could put some on the inside, but don't really need it. And then the other thing I was just thinking about was about just making these holes just slightly bigger, so that then if they don't fully line up with these, because trying to get them back on, you know, so they fully line up could be a bit tricky, but at least then it wouldn't matter so much because you're still going to have, you know, enough light. So I think I might do that. So that like that. I'm going to put one little strip in the middle, just down the centre here. Put my little arrow on so I know which way up I'm going, like that. And then let's stick this down. Let me grab my pin, it's over there. Right, so see, I didn't set out for this to happen. This morning, this was not my. Oh, what do you do? You lot do to me, honestly. Dear. We start off with the best laid plans, and then we just turn left at the traffic lights, and we end up down some dark alley, trying different things that we never knew we were going to try. Hi, Shelley. I'll show you in a minute what we're making, because I know you're going to want to know. We've gone off piece, Shelley, already. We've literally just started, and we've gone off piece already. Right, let's stick that on there like that. And that like that. There we go. So that is like that. So that's that one. So I'm just going to put that one here. I'm going to repunch these in a minute. Let me just stick these down. Yes, I quite like that clear. It looks a bit like snow almost, because it's just kind of, you know, it's not really that, doesn't jump up and bop you on the nose, as it were. Yes, we are having fun. Yeah, exactly. I need to make sure that make the holes bigger first before I stick this down. So obviously the holes on the front are fine, but I need to remember to make those holes bigger before I stick this down. And we all know what I'm like. I say these things, and then the next thing you know, I end up doing what I've just said not to do, or I don't do what I've said to do. So I need to just remember and hope for the best. Oh, hello. Just throwing me thing across the desk. Throwing me tape across the desk. Right, that's there. Let's take this out and this out. And this across here. Well, all this rain, my garden's very glad anyway. Hello, Cindy. Okay, cool. Right, that's going to go on there like that. There we go. And there like that. Right, okay. There we are. Right, so that is that one done. So now we need to punch our holes, and we are not going to forget. Let's put that there and that there. So I'm going to go with the largest one, which is this one, and I'm really going to, actually this one here, I'm actually really going to, oh hello, supersize my holes, just because then I know they're definitely, the lights are definitely going to really shine through. So you might get a bit of light leakage as well, which I'm not opposed to on this, because those holes are so small that is it. See, it's kind of stopped a bit here, but it's still, it's just dark. It's so dark, that's the problem. I was worried, oh no, I've gone over there. I was worried you guys might not be able to see what I'm doing because of it's just so dark here. It keeps moving. Let me stand up and do it, and I can. It's getting them married up properly, and it's kind of moving, but it's fine if it moves. It's fine, because you know you're definitely going to have a hole there, even if it's slightly off one, because I've already punched the hole, so that helps. Oh, that moved as well. I think the trick is to make sure you're going straight down, not at an angle. And I don't think I've fully gone straight down. Right, so that's that. Then we do this one. It's just difficult without getting my arm in the way and my head in the way. Make sure I'm completely over the top of it, and then not obscure your view at the same time. And it's dark. Oh, it's going into the mat now. I think this one's a lot sharper than the other one because I haven't used it as much. Right. Okay, let's just quickly get that one again. That one's not quite go. Hi Joyce. Okie dokie. Thank you for joining us, even if it's for a second. Right, let's just let these out because otherwise you end up falling everywhere. Oh. Let me get my big pokey thing. See if I don't get them out now, they just randomly drop everywhere. Oh. There we go, that will do. And just pick these little bits up. Right, let's put those in the bin. And then we can go ahead and stick those bits down. Okay, so that is going to go there, like that. And hopefully we will have light. So let's put some tape around the outside. And this is what I was saying about don't go too far on the outside with your holes, because you want to be able to tape it down or stick it down with a decent border. Obviously if you can use wet glue then it's not so much of a problem, but yeah, I would just bear it in mind. Right, let's stick this down. There we go. And I'm going to put one in the middle as well. Oh, the middle's falling out of my tape. Just going to put one in the middle there, like that. There we go. Now, those of you who watch me regularly know I normally put that one diagonally, but because I could have done diagonally, because of the gap that was there, I thought, oh, I'll just go with that there. I could have actually gone for a diagonal on that one. Just didn't want to be dodging holes, that's all. Right, so this goes on the left hand side. It is the right way up. So now we go to stick it down, and we hope that we pretty much have caught all the holes. I think we probably have, hopefully. There we go. And the same on this one. And I'm just wondering about, you know, I was saying about that little inner wall. If I'm going to do that, I kind of need to do that now. Either that, or we just have it as a light box. I don't use it as a gift box, but I kind of want to use it as a gift box. A light up gift box. So I'm really making things way more difficult for myself than I need to. But that's how we roll, isn't it? That's how we do things over here. We make things difficult for ourselves. Right, that's that there. I'm going to try and do a diagonal one on this one. There we go. Right, so at least I remembered to do those other bits before I stuck it all down. Right, so that way up, turn it over, bring it round, and then this needs to go on here like, oh, not quite like that, like that, nice and central there. Hopefully we've got space for the lights. Okay, and then the other thing I need to do before doing anything else is the sides. I just went with the same, well, it's similar paper. It's slightly different design, but it's, I'm not going to punch holes in that one. I'm just going to leave that as it is. And I'm just going to whack those on. So they are just going to go on. Do 3 on each piece, I think, because it's sort of quite thin tape. You could cut holes in the middle as well, but I'm not going to do that. Like that. So I've just had an idea, but it requires a lot more work and measurements and working out. So I'm not going to do that just now. And then what I will have to do is, if I get to, when I do the video, if I figured it out, then I will let you all know in the video what my other idea was. I had another little idea there to do with the lights. Right, that goes on there like that, that goes on there like that. So let's stick this down onto our side panels. Ooh. Like this. So that's going to go on there like that. Oh, it's so dark. I don't like it when it's this dark. Really depressing outside at the moment. Really quite depressing. There we go. That's that one there. The suspense indeed, Laurie. The suspense. Absolutely. But I know if I say it, I'm then going to feel like I've got to do it. And it's a lot of work. So, and I don't feel equipped for that right now. If I can work it out in my head while I'm sticking these down, then I'll do it. But it's literally, we are literally going, not off piece, we're going off the side of the mountain if I do that. Oh, my head's trying to work it out as I'm talking. This is bad, honestly. It started off as such a simple box, and then we went south. Right, okay, so that's that. And then for the roof pieces, these pieces here, if you want something to choose something completely different, you can. I just, because it was last minute gone, I just went for the same kind of pattern paper. So this is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. I'm going to put a whole load of I'm going to put a whole load of tape on the back and then cut it in half diagonally, because then it's easier to stick down. So that's that like that. 1, 2, 3 more. If I'd used thicker tape, it would have been easier, but I didn't. So we're going to crack on with this one. That's fine. Right, so that's the whole piece done like that. Then we're going to take the ruler, and I'm just going to draw. Let me just work out, make sure I've got it the way around. Probably want it like that, I think. So from that corner to that corner. So we're just going to draw a line in half down the middle, and then cut that. So I'm going to cut that down there. Okay, and then let's stick this down. I'm going to have to start drawing diagrams if I am going to do my little plan. I just think in the long run it's going to make things a lot easier if I do my little plan. In my head it feels easier. In real life it might not be. So we will see. I like to try things out before I bring them to you as well. That's the other thing. Because otherwise, if it goes horribly wrong, then, you know. Right, that's going to go on there. Like that. And then this one's going to go on the other side. Right. So I probably would have, if I'd had more time to think about this, I would have done different paper choices. As in, I probably would have done something for the roof. And I probably would have done little, you know, an actual, like, house look on the front. But it was very, when I say last minute, I mean, up until about 20 minutes before I started the live stream, I was still finishing the box off. So there you go. Because I really didn't know what I wanted to do today. So, yeah. Right, so that is that. Now, this is the bit where I need to decide what I'm doing. Am I going to, or if you want to, you can put pattern paper on here as well. I'm not going to, I'm going to leave those because I quite like the fact that the roof, this bit here, all of that inside bit is just the base colour. But if you want to make that, you know, a pattern and add bits, you can. Right, do I want to do this or not? Let me think about this. So if I did this like this, then okay, let me get my little lights as well. I need to get my little lights. I need to get a set out that actually work. Bear with. Talk about yourselves, please. Talk about yourselves. Where are my lights? They're over here somewhere. This drawer, I think. Yeah, here they are. Here they are. These are from a good few years ago, these are. You might have seen in my, if you scroll back and scroll back and scroll back to about 2019, no, 2020, December 2020, something around there, I did like a light up shadow box. And that's where these lights were from. Now, I think you can still get them on Amazon, but I haven't looked recently. So, yeah. Right, we've got warm lights, we've got bright lights, and we've got colour lights. Let's try and see what we think. I don't know which one I want to do. Oh, they're all attached together. Let's just slip one on and stick it inside. Ooh, that's a nice one. I think I've answered my question. I think I want to go bright. I think I want to go bright lights because it's kind of coming out a purpley blue colour similar to this. So I think bright lights is the one I want. I think warm light, I'm going to try them, but I think warm lights are going to be a bit too... I quite like warm lights. I don't know which one I prefer. I quite like warm lights. But, oh no, I quite like warm lights now. Oh dear. I don't know if you can really see. Do we like warm lights better? Or do we like bright lights better? Oh no, I like both. Okay, warm lights or bright lights? What do we prefer? You can't really see it on the camera either. You like which ones? Right, Anne likes warm light. It's more like snow. Bright lights for Valerie. Come on, right, we're doing a poll. We're voting, okay? We're voting. Where's my bit of paper? Let me get a bit of paper. So we've got warm from Anne and Laurie. Let me just do a little, hold on with your votes. Hold on a second. Warm and bright. Okay, so we've got warm. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we've got more brights. Oh, brights are winning so far. Brights are in the lead with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 brights and 9 brights. Any more? There's 37 of you on, so I need to know. Absolutely, Beth. Thank you. Yes, please do. Please click the like button. Bright. Okay, bright's winning. Sorry, warm people. Bright's winning. I do like both. I like both, I have to say. But I almost feel like this goes better with the papers. But I do like this. So sorry, warm people. We're going bright. We are going bright. But yeah, I like both, to be fair. I think these kind of go with the colours of the papers. That's what I'm thinking. I'm sorry, Anne. I'm sorry. I've upset people now. They're going to be unsubscribing. And right, let me just... I've stuck these two together. Let me just separate out. Or can I just open? Oh, I can just open. Let's open this up. Right, so I think I am going... Ooh, now I've just had an idea to be clever. Right, so I need... If I'm going to do what I'm thinking I'm going to do... Then, just finding a bit of card that I can write on. Right, just bear with me while I work this out. So I think we need to go, if I'm going to do what I think we're going to do, we need to go 3 3/4 by, probably the same that way. Yeah, probably by height 3 3/4. I'll tell you what I'm doing in a minute when I think it's going to work. And then depth wise, I think if we go an inch, is that going to be too much? 1 1/4? 1 1/4. If I go, is that going to be enough to fit that in? No, I think we'll go an inch. Yeah, we'll go an inch. Yeah, I got them on Amazon. I will, when I find them, I will put a link, but I know the company I got them from originally don't seem to have them anymore. So I need to buy an inch. So yeah, I will have a look and I'll put a link. So after the live is over, later on this afternoon, I will, depending on what time we finish, because at the moment, yeah, I'll have a look and see, thingy bob, whatever I was about to say, and see. In fact, I don't really need that. I was going to be clever with that, but I think I could just do it with the what's it. Right, I'm just talking to myself, don't worry. I'll put a link below, that's what I mean. Right, so I need to basically do that, but I need to do it. So it's going to be, so you see me working things out now, people. This is what I do when I try and work stuff out. So this is going to need to be an inch. Then we've got 3 3/4. then we've got an inch, then 3 3/4 and a tab. Okay, and then along the bottom we've got is that going to be an inch then? Must be in it because that's the same as that. So yeah, this needs to be an inch. 1 inch. Okay, and then how are we then going to start? Oh, we need to add a little thingy as well at the top, which needs to be 1/4 of an inch. Well, 1/4 and then 1/4 possibly. Oh, I think I'm making this complicated. Am I making this complicated? Okay, so my idea, I'm going to voice my idea and then you can let me know what you think. Okay, so my idea is to make another box that is basically just this box, and forget the top section. It's basically this bottom section plus this bit here. Okay, and what happens is it kind of slots in and your lights are fitted around the outside of the box. So imagine this was the box, forget that top bit. These lights are attached here, threaded under and attached here. The battery could sit in the base or it could sit like that so that it just faces up. So you just flick the switch when you open the box. Okay, and then it just means then you've got like an inner box. But what I'm thinking is if you have an inner box, you kind of need to hide your workings, otherwise you've got a gap, a 1/4 inch gap either side where you can see all your lights. So I was thinking you'd kind of need to have a bit that folds over. So what do we think, people? What do we think? Are you following what I'm saying? I'm thinking, because if I'm not going to do it that way, I need to not stick this together just yet. That's why I'm just voicing it out. So it means this would be 1, that would be at 4 3/4, that would be at 5 3/4, and then you need to add on, yes, so the lights are closer to the hole. So because I want this still to be a gift box, you see. So I'm just thinking if I've got a box inside the box, then the little, you know, like with the best thing I can think of is, you know, like with a wetsuit, there's a bit of a gap between you and the wetsuit, which is where all that water goes and keeps you warm. I'm sort of thinking like that. So you've got like a little holding cell for your light. So then you can still put gifts inside, but it lights up. So that's my thought. So 5 3/4 plus another 3 3/4. 1 2 3. 1 2 3 4. So 10 and a half, not 10 and a half, 3. 1 2 3. 9 and a half. 9 and a half. So the whole thing would have to be 10 inches by, what's that? 3 3/4. 4 3/4. So it'd have to be 4 3/4 by 10. It does sound complicated, but if I don't do the little lip and you can see all the workings, then it's not so bad. I'm just wondering if there's an easy way to, well, yeah. I don't know. See, this is why I didn't want to voice it, you see, because I was like, I'm heading down a rabbit hole here that could take me somewhere off piste. Right, so I just need to get another bit of card then that is 4 3/4 by 10. So bear with me. This could go horribly wrong, but hopefully you can. Yes, you could just glue them to the vellum and place a card over it. You could do that. Okay. You could do that. Yeah, well, see, this is what I'm thinking. So with the little box thing, you would be able to turn them on and off easily. The other option is just to stick these on. So you could have that there like that. I wish that this came out the bottom, not the top where the switch is. This annoys me because it's like, do you know what I mean? Like it's going to be in the way. So I'm wondering, I need to put it a bit lower down like that. So at least then, yeah. Okay, I'm going to do a liner for now. We're going to cheat. We're going to go for the easy option. I'm going to do a liner and then I'll save the inner for the video. So I'll give it a whirl. I'll see if it works. If it works, I'll do it on the video. Right, so I need then a liner. I haven't got any more of that card, I don't think. Let me have a look. I don't don't think I have. Let me check. If I have, that would be nice. Oh, actually, maybe I have. Oh, that's similar, but I don't think it's the same. Let's have a look. This is when we're going off piece, you see. Is that the same? It's not the same. I think it's probably similar enough for the inside, though, isn't it? Right, let's have a look. If the box was a little bigger, I'd go with an inner box, but this possibly get very small for the gift. Well, what I was thinking, Liz, was you'd have it be an inch instead of an inch and a half. Could you attach the lights to the existing wires and cut panels, attach with foam tape to hide the wires? I would do what you were saying, just need to figure out all the work and guess another one, but yeah, I know exactly. Zanya, yes, it can be a gift box that you give the lights as a gift. True. I just feel like I want to put something in it. Could you make another small base inside that opens one side to switch on and off? Possibly. Money or a gift card will fit in it fine. Yeah, this is true. Okay, right, the liner idea is going to wait for the video because I want to work it all out. So for now, I'm just going to do foam tape, and I'm going to do just a panel, like just a panel that covers here, and then I just need to work out where to put the battery box so you can still open it, not open it, switch it on and off. I might just put it a bit further down like there, so you've got space for the wire to come out, but you can still get to it. I think is what I'm going to do. This is not quite the right colour, but it's going to be inside, so it doesn't really matter. Some tissue paper and gift them. Yeah, you could do that. You could do that with the wrapping the lights and gifting them. Okay, so 3 3/4 is what I made my pattern panels. So I'm going to do this as, because the actual panels I'm going to do this as 3 7/8, I think. 3 7/8 by 3 7/8, because the actual panels themselves are 4 inches. So if I make this just marginally smaller, then hopefully that will be enough. Yeah, that works. That's good. Okay. Right, so we are going to go down the foam tape option. Ay. And I do have somewhere. I did have some black. Oh, I've got black. Yeah, I think I'm going to use this. I've got some black, because I feel like white's going to look a bit weird. So I've got some black foam pads here, and I think they should be all right. I think there's going to be, yeah, they're literally just the right size. Okay, so I am going to go ahead, and I would like to do a nice solid line along the top so you don't really see it, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to whack them on for now, because I'd like some black foam tape really. I don't really want to use thingy bob. And I could use funky foam, but I don't know where it is. And you know what? You guys don't want to sit around and watch me trying to find thingy bob. Trying to find whatever it was I was talking about, funky foam. So I'm just going to place these on here, and these will stand up. Now I'm gonna let's just put these in the corners and one down the side as well. As I said, I would prefer it to be a long line, but it's fine. It's not a shaker card, so whatever. Hi, Sally. You've missed all the drama. There's been lots of drama. Me, not sure what I'm doing. So there you go. Me going off piste and then coming back on piste again because realising off piste looks a bit dangerous. That's what you've missed. Apart from that, you've not missed anything. Right, now then, these lights definitely work. They definitely work. I'm going to stick them about there like that. And I'm wondering, okay, so normally, as you know, when I'm sticking a gift box together, I will fold that over and then stick that over there like that. But for this time, we're not going to be able to do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to stick this down with some red tape onto there. In fact, I'm going to stick it that way round. because then you can still get to this flap to open it to change the battery if you need to. So we're going to stick it that way round. I'm going to use a bit of red tape. Hopefully it'll stick. It might not, but I've got this big thick stuff. So I'm going to put a big slab of red tape on there and hope for the best. Like that. And then I've got nothing covering up the battery pack, so hopefully it won't drop off or whatever. It started off as a lovely simple gift box and has now turned into the light fantastic. Right, I'm going to stick that onto there like that. So then we are going to go, I think we'll just go in. I think we'll just go round that one there. And then I'm going to use, I think I'm just going to use clear tape to stick it down with, because you're not going to see any of this. You know, you're not going to see any of this tape stuff. It's on the back. So then I think we just need to kind of work out roughly where halfway is, so we get equal kind of amounts of lights. Now these are like wire, so just be a bit careful with them. Sometimes they can be a little bit temperamental, and I'm just going to stretch them out and then work out roughly where halfway is. So that's halfway there. So that's halfway. So I'm going to stick that in there like that at the bottom. Now you are going to see that. Actually, if I stick it either side, that might be better, because it needs to cross over. Oh, it could cross over by the thing, couldn't it, I suppose? Through the, because that's going to be on the base. Oh, let's do that. So let's cross it over on here, because no one's going to see that, because you can cover that up. Oh, this is the tricky bit now. This is the tricky bit. Right, okay. Why did I start this? Why did we go down the lights option? Why? Please tell me why. Why did we go lights? Why did we go lights? Let's just stick that down any old how. I'm just going to have to go round and round in circles, I think. This is clear tape, so hopefully if I go over a hole, it won't matter so much. Hopefully. If you have any tips, please let me know. Just randomly sticking things down. So let me know if you've got a better way of doing this, because I could stick it on the card, but it's just, yeah, I don't know. I think I would rather just stick it all down. Right, let me just switch this on and see where we're at with the old placement. A bit lacking over that side. There's just one that doesn't work there, so let's just bend that around. I need like 3 pairs of hands for this. 3 pairs of hands. I'm sure there's a nice order way you can do this, but it's basically crafter versus lights going on here. Yeah, there we go. I just think maybe, there we go. It's like a right mess, but no one's going to see the right mess. I've got a thing up the top here, but hopefully it's around that dot there. Right, I'm going to go ahead and stick that panel on top. Hope for the best. And then I'm going to have to stick it. I'm going to have to stick it together. That's why I was going to go across here, you see, because I figured that would be easier. I might have to, yeah, I might have to still do that actually, because I don't know otherwise how I'm going to get it across there. Because I need to do it now while it's open. I know, Marianne, exactly. Oh, the stress. See, there's prime ministers out there making difficult decisions, and there's us here stressed out about lights. And I've got a bit of a bump there, but anyway, this is what I want to do a liner, you see. So I'm thinking with the liner, you could control how much of a a bump you end up there with. But anyway, okay, it's not too bad. Right, let's just peel this off a second. Because it's this, it should come off quite nicely. See, that's the other thing, if all those things ping off underneath, oh, that hasn't torn my card, wonderful, then it's not the end of the world. I'm going to go this way with this. Could have done with bringing that over a bit more, but never mind. And then I'm just going to connect it here, like that. Okay. And then we continue over this side. I'm just going to wind it. In fact, I don't know, I should just wind it round. I'm going to put my pads on after, or should I put my pads on now? Put pads on now, I think. Otherwise I could end up with not enough spaces to stick pads on. And that would be a problem, because these pads are not going to stick on top of that Scotch tape. So let's get it on now while we can. Oh, why did we even start with the lights? See, I knew that lights would be a bad idea. I mean, they're a good idea, but I kind of knew they were going to be a bad idea as well. At the same time, and don't worry, I do use all this bit that's left around the outside of the circles. It does get used. In fact, you may well see it on the video, because that might well be what I use. I think I'm going to need one on the middle as well, just to hold that middle section in. There we go. Right, so let the taping begin. I was wondering about, just for now, putting some little sticky bits down, just in the hope that it would stick to them, so it's not just bouncing up every 5 seconds. So you put one here and one here and one down there, and then hopefully I can just kind of tether them and then stick a big bit of sellotape over the whole lot, Scotch tape over the whole lot. This is actually low tack tape, this this clear tape that I'm using. It's just making sure you've got a nice balance of lights. That's the problem. So let's just tether them there like that. Tether them there. And then I'm going to have to start taping, I think, because they're all getting a bit out of hand. They all want to do their own thing and go their own places. I'm glad to put the vellum where I put it. I know, yeah. You could just put lights on the front, but you'd still have to do all this placement business. So, yeah, I think it's just one of them. It's 6 of one, half dozen of the other, to be honest with you. Like, you'd still have to place. This is why I don't tend to do many things with lights, because it does get a bit out of hand sometimes. It really does. There we go, like that. And then we'll just do a couple more bits. We'll do one down here, like here, like that. Still working, still working. I remember one time I did a whole project, stuck them all down, switched them on, they didn't switch on anymore. I was like, are you actually serious? Are you actually serious? Right, I think that will do. It's an absolute shambles underneath there, but it's going to get us the desired effect, and that is what counts. Okay, so let's get all this off. All off, all off, all off. I'm glad I got the black ones, because I think the black ones are better. They kind of blend in a little bit more. There we go. Right, let's get our panel. Stick this over the top like that. Oh, I've just realised something. This needs to stick over here. I'm going to trim that down, I think. I think it's going to be too, it's a bit too thingy for it. So let me just okay, let me just bring this over like that. I would turn the whole thing over, but I can't do that. Let me get some thin tape, and then I'm going to put the tape on, and I'm just going to cut down the side of that tape, and I think then I should be able to fit that on there, but I need to do it before I stick the panel down, otherwise the panel's going to get in the way. So I'm glad I thought about that when I did. Okay, so that's that, and then we're just going to take a big pair of scissors. Just going to trim this down so it's just a little bit thinner of a tab to allow for the lights. So there we go. Right, so I need to stick this on really. Am I going to still be able to do that? Possibly. Right, let's bring this over a tiny bit more. I'm just going to have to stick that in to there. This is going to be a bit tricky. Okay. So let's take all of that out. And then bring this together. I need to slot that in between that panel and the main bit, which is easier said than done because it's got red tape on it. So normally you just, as I said, you'll just, you know, lie it down flat and do it. However, yep, there we go. There we go. Right, okay. So, whew, hello Sylvia. And hello Mickey. Right, okay, so that's that. So now we're going to do the bottom bit first. So I'm going to fold these flaps in. So that needs to go in. That one needs to go in. Let's just push that down a little bit. There we go, like that. And then we just need to fold one down and fold the other one down. Now, if you want to, you can stick your flaps first. I'm going to put a little bit of wet glue just on here because I don't want these flaps flapping, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to put a little bit of wet glue on here, like this, and here, like that. I'm going to stick one down. Where's my front? Let's have a look. Where's my front? I think my front is this side. So I'm going to put this one down first, like that. And then I'm just going to put a bit more glue on the back of this one, like that, and then over the top like that. And then if I turn it over, get my ruler, wherever it is, very carefully stick that down and just kind of press down. Then that is going to be stuck. There we go, like that. Just put the thing back on. Oh, Marianne, we got there. We got there. We did it. My goodness. I feel like I've climbed Mount Everest. This was a bit of a mission. Right, let's get rid of all my bits. I don't like having a messy desk. Okay, so that's like that. Now, I'm going to switch it on before we close it up. So, it's not too bad, actually. You can see bits of workings, but it's not too bad. So I'm just going to, thank you Mickey, it's my own one, it's the new Scandi Christmas. So I'm just going to flick that switch there, and then we're going to fold these down. I'm going to put that one first, and then that one, and then these two come in together like that. And then because this is going to be my front, is that my front? That's my front. Yeah. So I want this one, the back one, to go over first. So the back one goes on first. This one goes over the top like this. Hold on a second. My card is rebelling. Oh, like that. Come on. Come on, card. Why are you not behaving yourself? You come like that, and you come over the top like that. And then we shut. Can somebody tell me why my card is being difficult? It's like we've had enough. Excuse me a second while I give it a talking to. Bear with. Now, Mr. Card, Mr. Box, why are you playing up like that? Come on. You go over there and you go over there. You worked on the other box, so why are you not working on this box? Talk about yourselves, everybody. Just having a fight off screen. Why is this not behaving itself? You saw the other one. Oh, it wants to go the other way around. Okay, all right, we'll go the other way around then. Fine. That's what it takes for you to... It's fine. There we go. I did it. So there you go. See, now look, I've got some bright ones and then some not. What's going on? Okay. So this is the thing. So I've only got a few bright ones and a few not bright ones, which is a bit weird. So I've got, like, literally that one, and one over here. And then here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And the others you can't see. And breathe. So there you go anyway. You can see roughly what you're supposed to do. Otherwise, it's just a little gift box. It's nice, it's just a little gift box. I'm so annoyed that doesn't work. Why doesn't that work? So you might want to place your light directly over the holes. Maybe that's the moral of the story. Take a bit more time and place your light directly over the holes, because I've literally got 4 lights I can see on that side. The rest are just holes. And I've got maybe 2 on this side. Which is very disappointing. But there you go. You live and learn. But the idea is there. You know, the idea is there. So there you go. So that is the big one. So that's the one without the lights. And where's my little one gone? My little one's disappeared. It's had enough. Oh, there it is. There's my little one. There's my little dinky one. So there you go. So that is the project for today. I was going to go and make the small one, but now I'm like, Does anybody want the measurements for the small one? If you do, I can make you a small one quickly because it don't take very long. I can just make one out of pattern paper. Otherwise, I can probably do it on the tutorial, potentially. Or I could just do a separate tutorial for the little one. Yeah, so let me know. Ah, you do, Ali. Okay, cool. Yeah, Sally. Well, I was hoping it would be nice with the lights off, but you see, the thing is, it hasn't lit up where I want to light up. Unless maybe if you use a bit of tinfoil on that back panel, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I'll have a look. I'll have a workout. Okay, the little one. I'll just quickly show you the little one. I won't bother decorating it. I'll just quickly show you the little one. Yeah, time for a cup of tea, Anne. I think so. My brain is frazzled-dazzled. I'm quickly going to show you the little one because the little one's easy. I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm not even going to decorate it. I'm just going to cut it out of patterned card, and then that's that. Okay, because it's just, yeah. But then you have the measurements then. So let me just grab a bit of card. What do we need? We need... Yes, you could glue them with hot glue. That's a good idea. That would be a good idea. Right, so the little one, you need a base card that's 6 3/8 by 5 1/4. So let me get myself a piece that is 6 3/8 by 5 1/4. Anything will do. Anything will do. Let's go with that one. Bear with. 6 3/8 by 5 1/4. Let me just let me use a pad that's actually open. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Rather than trying to use one that's not. 6 3/8 by 5 1/4. Right, so oh gosh. Now my paper pad's falling apart. So there's a piece of card. I'm going to cut it down. This is the Arctic Wonder. It's available on DRK Crafts. Go and have a look. So 6 3/8 by 5 1/4. 6 3/8 by 5 1/4. So there's the card for that. This would be really good for place names, I have to say. Yeah, it would be. It would be. Right. So the beauty of this as well, if you wanted to, you could just literally use patterned thingy, and that's that. Let me just turn this off quickly so I don't burn up all my battery. Switch you off, mister. Okay, so with the little one, you just need your 6 3/8 by 5 1/4 piece of card. I'm going to do all my score lines on the other side so you can see nice and easily. So you're going to score at 2 1/4 along the long edge, 3 inches, 5 1/4 and 6 inches. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it round and we are going to score at 3/4 inch all the way across, 3 inches all the way across, and then we're going to score at 4 1/8, but we're only going to go across. So I've got the tab at the top and then this bit, so it's only the 2 square sections. So I'm going to bring it very gently and then I'm going to score, and then I'm just going to lift slightly and then I'm going to score. And you also want to do it at 4 7/8, the same again. In fact, let me just turn this over for this bit because it's easier. 4 7/8, same again. So the big one, jump across the thing, across the galley, and just do that big one there. Okay, so you end up with that. And then you are going to, I'm going to turn it round because I want to score at 1 1/8, and you're only going to score down the top 2, and at 4 1/8, and again just down the top 2 like that. So that's your measurement. So then what you want to do is get your scissors and you're going to trim. So you're going to notch that and notch that like that, and then you're going to notch the side one there, and then we're going to cut all the way down here like that, and then we're going to cut all the way down here like that, all the way down here, all the way down here, and then we are going to cut off these 2 top bits here. So ignore these pieces, you're not going to cut them, you're just going to cut across that tab at the top there, all the way down like that, and the same here. Just watch out for those 2 pieces, you don't want to cut them off. So that's all of that cutting, and then we just need to cut up the bottom. So that's your top section, this is your bottom section, so we're going to cut straight there and then notch this one straight there, and then notch that side there. So that's that. So straight there and notch that one. Okay, so that is that. And then if you're doing a nice simple straightforward one that doesn't involve lights, you're literally going to fold and burnish all of your lines. Fold and burnish all your lines, nice and easy like that. And we've got to do our diagonals as well. Let's not forget our diagonals. It's very easily done. Where's my thing gone? There it is. Right, there's that, and my thingy, and I also need a ruler. So we're going to score from that middle line there to the outside edge like that and like that, and the same on this side here. You need to make sure you do good score lines with this one, because I think this is why that other one didn't fold properly. I think I needed to properly do a good score line, and I don't think I did. So that's going to go over there like that. Right, so that's all the score lines done, and then we just need to fold, foldy all the way along like that. Oh, that's gone a bit off on the wonk like that. And then we're going to put a bit of red tape on this one here. See you, Marianne. See, it didn't have to be complicated. We could have done this one with the big one. I have lots of ideas for this box anyway, that's for sure. Right, there's that like that, and then just need my pin like this. Let's take the backing off there, turn it over, fold that over, fold that over. Oh, stick the 2 together like that. Oh, the other thing we didn't do was we didn't fold along here. We need to fold along these ones here. Need to fold along that there. I should have done all that before I started to do this, but it's fine. It's a fine. I'm sure we can bring it back. So that's going to go there. That's going to go, oof, there like that, and that's going to go there like that, and then just fold this. That needs to go back on itself, but anyway, and that needs to go back on itself like that, and that helps it then to get it into the right shape. Yeah, and then let's just burnish those lines there, and these lines here. There we go. Right, so let's stick the bottom. So for this one, I'm just going to put a line of tape on one of them and be done, I think. Okay, it's only a little one. It's not going to be that heavy, so it makes sense. So I'm going to trim that there like that. Peel this backing off. And then I'm going to bring this one over like that. Bring this one over and down like that. Stand it up, stick my ruler in. Give it a good press so it sticks down. And then all we've got to do is put these two down. That one over there like that. That one over there like that. Why is that too long? That's a bit odd. Okay, they're a little bit too long, so I'm going to trim a little bit off. Don't know why, because I did my measurements exactly as I was supposed to. But anyway, whatever. Whatever. Let's flip this one out a little bit. Let's just trim a tiny bit off. There we go. Pull that over. And then these two, one goes over the top of the other. See how nice and easy that went there. You know what I think it is? I think because the other one was quite a thick card. And I think that's why I struggled with getting it closed. So, yeah. So there you go. So that's your little mini one. That's the one that fits a Vaseline. Okay. And obviously you could, you know those Viscount biscuits and the Bendix bitter mints. They would fit nicely in this, I'm sure. So this measures about, it's about 2¼ by 2¼ Obviously, this is the reason why I haven't stuck it properly. So I've got a bit of a lip there. That's why it wouldn't fit. So just make sure you do your score lines all properly. But yeah, we did it. We got there in the end. Hurrah! A bit of a battle, but we got there in the end. So there's the tall ones. There's the little small ones. I'm going to go lie in a darkened room now. No, I'm not. I'm going to take a photo of them and then... This one's very heavy as well, by the way, with the lights and then the card. It's very heavy. But yeah, you can see how it works. I think I'm going to try and do one that's a 3 by 3 square on the front, because then I've got 3 sizes. Quite nice to sort of sit them together. Yeah. So there you go, people. So go and have a look at my obviously in my Etsy shop. If you follow the link images.etsy.com. That really helps me out, and also obviously it just takes you straight through to the shop, so you can see everything in there, all my digital packs. And yeah, I was going to put, the reason why I made this size, I was going to put one of these on it. So this was one of the Coca Rosa Studio dies, and I just thought it looked really nice on the front there. So I was going to do that, but that didn't happen. So anyway, there we go. Hey ho. The best laid plans of mice and men have to go agley. Right, I am going to poodle off then. I'm going to go and get some lunch, and I'm going to go and lie in a darkened room, and I'm going to put all the measurements up in the description below. I will try and find a link for those lights as well, so you can have them. I don't know if I can find, I think last time I looked, there was some, I think I could find the warm, but I couldn't find the bright. I think that's right. But there might be some more gone up now, because it's getting towards, like, you know, October, November, December. There might be more people up there, so, you know, might more up there. So I'll have a look, and I'll put them on if I can find them. Also, don't forget, if you know of anybody who's into teenage clothing, distorteddialeclothing.com. It's my son's clothing brand, so please go and have a look. It is actually really good. I'm going to be buying a t-shirt soon because I like it. It's nice. So yeah. Right, I'm going to poodle off, everybody. I will see you all next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Don't forget to do the thumbs up. And after the video as well, if you can share the video with anybody, that would be wonderful. It just really helps me out, because YouTube algorithms are not in my favour right now. So it would be really good if you could. So yeah, so I will see you all next week. Bye, everyone.